Hello! I know, guys, my semifinal predictions were god-awful. I went for both underdogs to squeeze through against Argentina and France. But nope, the favorites shined. We saw 2 clean sheets from both of them. Argentina beating Croatia 3-0. France beating Morocco 2-0. Great performances from both. That's the final confirmed. And we also have the third place matchup confirmed between Morocco versus Croatia, who met at the beginning of the tournament. Do I regret going ballsy in these predictions? No. I had to be hopeful in my country after we beat Brazil. It was a tremendous display, but we seemed to lose it all against Argentina. A lot of our team looked lost. And Argentina very much proved me wrong, as they've cut so many matches close in the past. I thought they would in the semifinals as well, but they scored 3 against Croatia, their biggest win in the World Cup so far. Hats off to them, and also hats off to France for being the first European team to score against Morocco. Unfortunately, their clean sheet record ends as we saw an unfortunate hesitant Bono in that first goal, and then an unfortunate deflection which left France a very easy tap in for the second. I gotta say, it's a bit unfortunate to see how the likes of Bono, Livakovic, Gvardiol, they were all praised so much throughout the tournament for their incredible displays in the knockouts, but unfortunately they just disappeared in the semis. Not predictions to show off for, obviously, but I don't regret believing on the quote-unquote underdogs. Massive displays until the semifinals, unfortunately, and we move on to the third place match and the final. I'll be predicting both today. Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. As always, quicker video since we're only going over 2 matches, but let's get into it. Starting off with the third place match between Croatia versus Morocco. As I've stated, both these sides have already faced each other in the group stage. Early on, it finished in a 0-0 draw. There were moments though that Croatia made some mistakes in the back line. For example, from Sosa. Seems like he had those World Cup jitters, but he made those same mistakes against Argentina, and unfortunately, Argentina capitalized on it. Morocco were also opening up their World Cup campaign, so I guess they were kind of finding their foot into their attack, and they very much did later on, as in the next match they beat Belgium 2-0. Morocco had an incredible defensive display throughout the tournament until the semifinals. Bono was genuinely on his way to potentially win the Golden Glove. Livakovic was as well, as he won on 2 penalty shootouts, one against Japan and one against Brazil, but still, the fact that Morocco had such an impressive clean sheet record before this match against France, the only goal they conceded was an own goal to Canada. Even then, in that France match, before Bono was hesitant for that first goal that Theo Hernandez ended up volleying, Morocco's defense was fighting for their lives to not concede that. It was only Bono who messed up at the end. They showed such a valiant effort. They have made a few mistakes in the France match in the back line, don't get me wrong, but the fighting spirit that this side has is nuts. Croatia as well. However, there are some inexperienced players in the back line, I hate to say it. Sosa being the easiest target. The inexperience has seemed to haunt him a little bit. He's a fantastic player and has brought us some glorious moments. But under the pressure, he didn't handle some situations well. Gvardiol and Livakovic were the strongest points in terms of keeping that defensive track on record. Lovren had some great moments as well, but again, was exposed a few times. Juranovic also made a decent amount of mistakes, although he pressed up wonderfully. So in terms of the back line staying composed, again, anything's possible. Form can change very much, but I do see Morocco's coming in more clutch in this match. However, they probably will be missing their captain Saiz, as he picked up a nasty injury against Portugal, tried to play against France, but got taken off very early on as he couldn't handle it. So there's obviously a lot of question marks going into this match. Morocco against France, they showed a lot of fight, way more than Croatia did against Argentina. Towards the beginning of the second half, they showed a lot of creativity and fighting spirit. The likes of Buffon and Ziyech pressed wonderfully. Unfortunately, in that match, when Buffon came off in around the 60th minute, the creativity seemed missing. Morocco blew some easy chances just from hesitating too much, but before then, they were looking very ambitious. Croatia's attack, on the other hand, obviously has been very underwhelming. I talked about it before. Kramaric is extremely inconsistent for the national team, and he very much proved it here. Doing extremely well against Canada, but after that, he went missing. Petkovic was really poor against Brazil until his equalizing goal. Perisic was our one confirmed guaranteed player that would pull through in the attack, and he had his moments, but he looked lost against Argentina. Obviously, our midfield is fantastic, but another talking point is, will they be gassed out? I know I slammed on the argument in the past, but genuinely against Argentina, some of them did look pretty tired. Now, I don't want to seem like I'm questioning Croatia's motivation too much. This side always fights to the end. Croatia already got second place in the last World Cup, so you could argue that maybe these players might not want to fight too hard for this third place award. Morocco, on the other hand, seem like they have a lot more to play for, as no Africa team has won that third place award. No Africa team has even made it to the semifinals until they did. So they could very much be out to be making more history in this matchup. Many were arguing that if this was going to be the final matchup, it would be boring, as both have just been showing defensive efforts, not enough in the attack. It could be one of those matches that goes to 0-0 in penalties, and then we could see a potential AAvfx or Bono masterclass. It's going to be very interesting to see. Both definitely have a solid shout at coming out on top on penalties. Croatia have that 100% record, but we've already seen what Morocco did against Spain. Bono shut them down completely. 3 for 3 saves at the beginning. Really 50-50 matchup. I want to believe in AAvfx, obviously, but something tells me that the fact that Morocco have more to play for here makes me think they're going to edge us. It's not going to be as heartbreaking, as not many people or fans really seem to boast about that third place result, but I feel like Morocco are definitely going to have more to play for, and I've said it before. The Morocco fans have turned up in Qatar. They are that 12th man. There were barely any Croatia fans at the Croatia-Morocco matchup in the group stage that I attended. And I feel like many of them have went home now, as not many people went out of the way to get a third place ticket. Morocco fans, though, they're hanging around Qatar regardless, and I think they're going to show up and absolutely outnumber us once again. There's a lot to factor in this, and I know I was already wrong on my semi-final predictions, so take this with a grain of salt and prove me wrong, Croatia, but I do see Morocco coming out on top, potentially 1-0 in extra time. Although Morocco failed to keep a clean sheet against France, we can't forget about all the clean sheets they made before, and I see them shutting us down. Don't see us being too creative in the attack in this match. Morocco is a very solid side that can expose us once again, and like I said many times, I think they have more to play for here. So I'm going to keep it at that, but I hope I'm wrong. And then obviously for the final matchup, Argentina versus France. These sides faced each other in the round of 16s, and it was an absolute thriller, finishing 4-3 for France. Now, before I continue, I know I said in my semi-final predictions that Croatia would come out on top. Throughout this entire World Cup preview that I've been doing on my channel, apart from the very, very beginning, but for most of this year, I was saying Argentina would win the World Cup. There was so much Brazil hype. There was so much talk saying Brazil were guaranteed winners at this point, but I always backed Argentina. This is the one time I flipped the switch against them because I was just so thrilled at how amazing Croatia played against Brazil. That match made me hopeful, and of course, Argentina shut us down, getting absolute revenge against us, as we beat them 3-0 in 2018 in the group stage, and they beat us 3-0 this time around. Fair play, Argentina. Fully deserved win. Messi has been extraordinary at this World Cup. He has 8 direct goal contributions, 5 goals, 3 assists, so he's directly contributed to most goals Argentina have scored in this tournament. Of course, there's going to be haters saying that Argentina have had an easy road to the final, but those are absolutely ridiculous claims. Sure, they were the favorites on paper in their group by a mile, and sure, they were looking like favorites against Australia, but Netherlands and Croatia were both going into those matches undefeated until they faced Argentina, and both these teams in Europe are doing wonders. They're both in the final stage of the Nations League. Julian Alvarez has also been fantastic, scoring 4 goals so far in this World Cup, but the Golden Boot Award is going to be interesting because it will be a battle in this final matchup. Kylian Mbappe sits right behind Messi with just 1 less assist. He has the same exact amount of goals as him. So 5 goals, 2 assists, 7 direct goal contributions. And while Alvarez has 4 goals, so does Olivier Giroud. What a contrast to the last World Cup. Although Giroud was a key component in 2018, he didn't score any goals in that tournament. France have seemed to rotate around their defense, and they all seem pretty reliable and physical. Upamecano was missing in the Morocco match, as I think he was going through some injury or illness, but Konate pulled through regardless. Varane also did very well. Argentina's defense also had some fantastic displays. They made Croatia in the attack look hopeless. They absolutely shut them down. There was no creativity present because the defense gave them no chance. Otamendi has absolutely evolved since the 2018 World Cup. You've got to give credit to him, as so many people doubted his ability, but he still had a terrific year. Also at Benfica. It's a tough one to call, man. Will we be seeing the GOAT finally lift the World Cup trophy? Or will we see France win a back-to-back World Cup? If France win, Mbappe would be en route to becoming the best World Cup player ever, as he's already won it when he was so young, making a massive impact then, and now he could still be en route to winning the Golden Boot. It's really a tough one to call. Like I said, both attacks have been next level. Even the keepers have both had some very heroic moments in this World Cup. It really could go either way, but apart from those semi-final predictions, since the beginning, I have been backing Argentina to win this entire tournament, and I'm going to keep it that way. I really hope this one's a thriller. I hope we see a 4-3 repeat going Argentina's way. But I'm going to say it finishes 1-0. I think the nerves will be present and it will be a low-scoring final, unlike the last one. But I do see Argentina just scraping through for 1 goal. I don't know if it'll be Messi this time around. Maybe it'll be Alvarez the hero, or Lautaro Martinez as a sub, and we see Argentina lift the World Cup after so many years. Regardless of what happens though, I truly think both sides have every reason to be proud of themselves for making it to the final. Not an easy task whatsoever. Many people, including me, doubted France since the beginning. With so many injuries present, it seemed like they would have a tough time making this far, and they showed that the depth is so present in this side. And the fighting spirit Argentina have had throughout the entire tournament. They looked to be doubtful after that loss to Saudi Arabia, but they very much picked themselves back up. And again, Messi has had one hell of a tournament. So yeah, for both matches, I'm going for a 1-0 scoreline. Argentina to win the cup, Morocco to get the 3rd place medal. Let me know your thoughts, guys. I don't even say you can play it safe this time around. Both matches are filled with possibilities. I hope I'm wrong for Croatia, obviously. And for the final, may the best team win. But yeah, guys, those are my thoughts. Let me know yours. Hit that like button if you haven't already. Subscribe if you're new. I will be doing maybe 2 or 3 post videos after the World Cup has finished, potentially ranking every team based on how they did, along with my team of the tournament. But let me know what else you want to see if you have any other ideas. I will see you all very, very soon. Of course, I'll be streaming both these matches as well, so make sure you're subscribed. Take care. La con noche.